Hello again, I am John Bob and welcome back to the channel for another Farming Simulator 17 map tour. And today we're looking at Gorale, just gone live on the console mod hub, along with another one which you'll see shortly afterwards. This is a huge Polish map, absolutely massive. File size is 640 meg, so this is second only to the aggravation map in terms of file size. It's absolutely huge. And it's beautiful. It's a cracking map. I've had a look around already just to kind of get my bearings because it is such a big map and I wanted to kind of familiarise myself with it a little bit, but I haven't gone into too much looking around, so let's jump in and let's take a proper closer look. And here we are in the main yard. Now there are 3 farms on this map. This is the first farm, the main farm. And this is also where our cows are. If we take a look at the sort of map here, there are 3 main farms. There's this one down here where we are. This is our cow farm. The second farm is up here with our sheep by fields 38 and 35. And the third farm is over here where we have fields 31, 22 and 23. So you can see that we own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields around our farms, and then we also own field 86 down here, kind of a little isolated all the way over here. It's a bit of a strange one to add in for us as well, but we do own a decent number of fields, and in whichever farm you decide you want to start at, you will at least have a couple of fields. And the fields that are surrounding, like these really small ones, they aren't too expensive either, so you can easily pick up an extra field or two for very little extra cash. For example, this one here, field 61, this is only around about 40,000 or so, so not that expensive. But in terms of other fields, when you start going out to the larger fields like field 100, this field here is around about 450,000, so a little bit more pricey. Nothing over the top, nothing horrendously expensive. We're not talking millions and millions to buy fields, we're talking pretty reasonable prices. So this map is by Rafik. It's been out on PC for quite some time and is now finally available here on console version 5.0.4. So as you can see, it's gone through quite a lot of changes since it was first released and first created, and I have to say I love this. This is such a nice farm, a nice yard. Everything about this is just really pretty, and it's laid out so well as well. We have loads and loads of really nice storage. You can see here we've got ourselves a little Zeta here with front loader tools in this bay here. We also have working lights in each of these bays. If we move around to this one, in here is our next tractor. This is our Deutz-Fahr Agrostar. Again, we have lights, and we actually have a double bay here, so you can put a second vehicle in next to it if you wanted to. And then we have another double bay vehicle over here, and this is our third and final tractor, the New Holland 8340, and again we have working lights in here as well. All of these buildings, you know, have working lights. They all have really good door access. If we open up here, you can see we have a wonderful building in here, again with working interior lights. This is where our combine is, the Axial Flow 1660 from Case. And then around here you can also see we have side doors. These also open, as well as the doors that come out onto the back side of the yard over here. It's just, there's so much little stuff like this. And there's one thing I do want to show you, which I found just by exploring and I thought was kind of funny. We even have a toilet. Just in here, just to the side of our main sort of hangar, we have a little outhouse here. It's kind of an odd thing, although because it is so close to this, you do end up usually opening one door and closing the other at the same time. It can sometimes get a little tricky getting in and out of there, but all of these buildings have opening doors. I'm just opening the odd ones here and there rather than all of them, because it would just take forever to open every single door. But you can see again, more working lights, more working doors. We actually have given a load of seed here on the floor as well, loose, that we can sort of scoop up and feed into our machinery. Moving around the back here as well, there's something else I want to show you. Obviously there's our header for our combine just over there. So we make our way around here. This is our silo, and I love this. This is so cool. We have a couple of little boxes here. The first one is our light switch. So now we have our exterior lights, and the second one is a lever to open the grate to our silos. This is so cool. How cool is that? We have a little lever to actually control the opening and closing just off to the side here like that. It's a little gimmicky thing, but I love it. It's so cool. We do have a small seeder here. We have the Kverneland Accord seeder. We also have the Kverneland Qualidisc as well, cultivator, a little 3-meter cultivator there. We don't have a huge amount of equipment actually on this farm. I'll show you everything that we do have. Obviously you've seen the tractors, you've seen the front loader tools, you've seen the combine. The Metal Tech trailer was there when we first spawned in, and the fertilizer is actually in with the new Holland. And then we have a weight that we kind of saw as I was going around the fence to get to the toilet. That's it. That's all of our equipment. Really not much to get us started, but we don't need a huge amount really. I like maps where you don't have a massive amount and you can kind of sculpt the farm the way you want it to be. In here, this is our cow shed. Really basic, simplistic design, but really effective. So this is going to be our food area here, where we dump our food, and our straw will go in here as well for our TMR. If we come out the other side, you can see we've got a nice big manure pit just here, and a slurry pit just there. We go back through here around the other side. You can see we also have this bunker here, so we can make some silage. It's not too big as well, which is what I like. It's a decent size. It's not massively long, but it's a good size. Got our food trough there for grass. There's our water trough, and then just here we have our animal dealership point, our interaction box, so that we can bring the cows in directly. Really, really pretty little thing. We've got another toilet here. Can we open this one? We can. Oh, someone's pooping nuggets. Oh dear, someone has a golden backside. Yes, there we go. I did not know that there was a nugget in there. It kind of makes sense that there would be a nugget of some sort in there, but it had to be a golden one. So there we go. This farm here. It's a really small little yard, but there's so much storage, and it's laid out so well that you can get a whole load of different equipment in here, and all tucked away really nicely as well. And this map is fully enabled for both seasons and the Platinum DLC, so you can do sugarcane on here as well, and you do have protected masks. You have proper snow masks, so nothing should fall inside the buildings. Really, really great to see that. Going to open the gate here. We're going to jump into... Let's jump into the Zeta. We don't do much stuff in Zetas. I need to turn that off. There we go. And we're going to make our way out and just have a kind of a drive around a little bit. There's some really nice features. One thing I have noticed as well is near, not necessarily directly there, but near every single animal is a little pond. So you can see we're near the cows. The cows are just over there. We have a little pond here that we can come and claim some water from. The same up by the sheep and by the pigs as well. I really like that. It's a nice little touch. But let's zoom out a bit so you can actually see some of this map. This has a really kind of nice worn down feel. I think using the Zetas and the Rostel Mash equipment that we got from the Gold expansion in Farming Sim 15, I think that would be really good choice of equipment to use here. Maybe even possibly I could relocate Deut's farm here, get a bigger farm going up. We do have a station there, as you can see, and we have 2 trains. We'll come back to the trains in a moment, but there are 2 of them, and each covers a loop which covers the top half, and then the other one covers the bottom half of the map. So good train coverage. Sell point on each one, on each line, that's train specific. And obviously we have that kind of grain transfer point just there that you can see, so we can actually transfer grain between the 2 lines if we need to. And the trains are long as well, 10 cars on each train, so that's a huge amount of grain that we can transport. I really do like some of the scenery on this. I love these trees just alongside the road like that. Gives a really nice kind of pretty effect when you're driving along in cab. And here we have our BGA. And this is a little bit different. You know, you look at it and think there's 3 bunkers and this big open area. Well, this big open area is actually a bunker. You have to drive in a little way, but once you get about a third of the way in, you actually get the little information pop up to show you the fill level and the compaction level. And then this is not a bunker. This is just a through route here. So we only actually have 2 bunkers just here, and then obviously the one next to it just there. So we have a nice sort of access corridor that runs between these 2 bunkers and then the large sort of you know, one-sided bunker or one-ended bunker. I like this. You know, it's a nice little layout. It's a kind of a custom BGA. We don't have huge numbers of these massive, great big long silos. We have, you know, a mix and match of types. So if you like this style of bunker, you've got 2 of those. If you like this style of bunker, you've got an absolutely massive one to work here. You can really process an awful lot of silage through here. And obviously you've got your cell points, you've got your digestate tank just here by the exit. Really nice little little BGA that. So we're going to head up here along the side of Field 49 and we're going to make our way through this little forest area. And there are a few of these dotted around the map which are really nice. To the barn cell point, which you can see coming up in front of us. There is another nugget just there. I'm going to grab that. I haven't actually looked to find all 10 nuggets to get the rest popping up on the map yet, so that's something we'll have to kind of look out for as we go along. And what I'll probably do is, once I've finished the main part of the tour, I'll pause the recording, find enough nuggets to get number 10, and then come back to you again. But this is our barn cell point. And there is another nugget just there. And what I like about this is a completely custom cell point. It's not the traditional kind of just big red building that you drive through. I mean, it is a building essentially that you drive through, but look at it. You've just got huge numbers of bales just stacked in here. And then you come around here and you've got these 2 massive, great big hangars full of bales to go along with the trailers on the backs of these trucks that are full of bales, and the loose bales on the floor as well. Really does make it look like a business than just a barn stuck on the side of the road. I love that. It's such a nice little touch. And then we've got some, you know, bricks on pallets there, and some just empty pallets over there as well. There's so many little scenic details on this map that I absolutely love. Another little pond just there. There's quite a few of them dotted around the map. And we're going to turn in here because we have another cell point coming up just here. And then once we've done that, we'll head up to our pig farm and take a look there as well. There is a windmill, as you can see on the map. That is a static prop. It doesn't generate any income. It's just there as a piece of scenery, but it's a nice piece of scenery. It doesn't dominate the landscape. It fits in very nicely, I feel, with the styling of the map. And we have 2 cell points here. We have our spinnery and we have the mill. This here is the spinnery cell point just here, so we can sell our wool. Obviously you can see the big giant ball of wool on the top of the building is a big hint there. And then to sell our grain at the mill, this is our sell point just through there. Very nice, very simple. It's one-way traffic through here. It is signposted no entry at this entrance here, as you can see. But yeah, there we go. There is our double sell point there of the mill and the spinnery. And actually, seeing as we're here, we'll go left. There's a couple of things over here I want to show you. So first off, we have access here to the store. And I love this store. This is laid out really nicely. It's a really nice designed building. And as we come around here, we've got equipment on display. You can see we've got some Zeta equipment. We've got a couple of old Deutzmar combines. They look like they might be Farming Sim 13 models, I'm guessing. And then we have a class combine minus the class branding. That's very deliberate that the branding has been removed. Do not take this as a sign that class has been confirmed for, you know, Farming Sim 17, because it hasn't. It's just there with the branding removed as a piece of scenery. But there we go. There is our store. really nice big sell point here. Sorry, big store point here. Here's our vehicle interaction box just here. You park in there and then boom, we can do our editing and our selling and returning just there. And then across the street we have this really nice petrol station. And again, the detail is really good. We can zoom right in and look how sharp and crisp everything stays. Doesn't get really blurry. I tell you what, I've been so impressed with the standard of the scenery in particular in maps that we've seen over the last few months. You know, the quality and standard and the sharpness of everything has improved so much in the last few months compared to the stuff that we were seeing when maps first started coming out for consoles. Everything now looks a lot crisper and sharper a lot more of the time. A little kind of run-down ghetto area just there. You can actually get in there around the back and take a look at some bits and bobs. Just over here, this is just a static scenery piece, and this is a little bit more of the low-res kind of thing, but there's a lot of it in here, so you can kind of forgive it. We've got these trucks here as static models. A very simplistic looking design, but it works very well. I love the fact that we have businesses like this making more of an appearance in maps. You know, we've seen it on the West Coast, we've seen it on Thornton, but we don't tend to see it on many other maps. You know, we're actually starting to see big full-on businesses making their way into maps just as bits of scenery. And that's really nice because it adds more character and more life to the maps. Obviously PC users have had this sort of thing for ages and they've had huge, great big maps. We've been a little bit more limited on console. Another one of those windmills just there, again, static piece of scenery. You can see here, just someone's got a hot tub in their back garden there. They're doing alright for themselves. I'm going to cut through, just take a quick look. There's all sorts of little garages dotted around like this that kind of resemble our yard storage. And this is our pig farm. So we're going to open the gates, drive in, and again, each of the farms has its own slightly different, unique feel and flavour to it. You know, the buildings are a little bit different each time. It's not the same stuff over and over again, but once again, we do have really nice storage bays over here. And again, we do have working lighting inside these buildings. Got a nice little storage area, and some of the smaller stuff that I like is some of the really nice attention to detail. Like this. We have a load of static logs. We can't interact with these, they're just there as a bit of scenery. But we have these, we have a table saw, and we have bunches of firewood just piled up. It adds more character and more life to the map to see things like this. And I really hope things like that continue. So here we are then at the pigs, and we have our slurry point just here. We have a manure pit just here. There is the little pond for the pigs, you can see, look, just drive straight down here with your water trailer, back it in, fill up and come back up again. And we actually have a shed for the pigs. So you can see in here, our pigs will come in. The straw will get tipped somewhere in here, I believe. I'm not entirely sure exactly where. Haven't seen an interaction marker for it. But we have a water trough there, we have a long food trough just here. And then obviously, you know, this is kind of where we come in and out through these side doors here. There's our interaction box to drop the pigs off. So there's our dialogue box just there. And then we have another silo around here. So there's our downpipe just there. And here is our drop-off grate just here. No interactive features on this one. Just a static grate. But again, there's lots of little details. And we've got a little room in here. I haven't looked in here. Oh, we can't get in this one. But we can get in here. So we have a nice little sort of workshop area in here. Although we can't access anything. I love this. This is so cool. We have a door here that we can open and walk in, but how cool is that? We have a door that works inside a door that works. I mean, that is just something that we haven't had on console before. It's just something nice, something new. And we have a little upstairs area as well. I don't know if you maybe want to store something up here with maybe a telehandler. It could be awkward getting stuff up here, but you know, you've got a little upstairs area if you want it. And then again, we have doors that open on both sides. So, I mean, there's so much storage that we can interact with. And then all of these doors here, these all open and interact as well. So again, we've got a nice big storage bay in here, more lighting, lots of space, designated kind of bays within a building, and then an extra bay here on the end, again with its own separate light switch. The whole map is like this. It's just so nicely thought out. I am absolutely going to enjoy this map. I guarantee I'm going to do something on this map in the future. It is just a cracking map. So let's see where we need to go from here. See what we've looked at so far. We've looked at, you know, this area here with the biogas, the barn, the spinnery, the mill. We've looked at these bits just here. We are now sort of over here by the pigs. There is a freight yard sell point up here. We'll go and check that out. This is actually a sell point that you can only access by the road. The railway line goes right around the back of it, but there is no sort of drop-off point. The rail sell point is actually somewhere a little bit further along the line. We're going to make our way sort of around that way. You see the other side of this sort of, you know, worn-out Polish area. Which way do we need to go from here to get there? I think this way. Yeah. We need to go this way and then get onto the main road to go up. It can be a little confusing looking at the minimap, trying to figure out the road network at times, but I mean, you can see there's just so many buildings here. The nuggets are going to be hiding all over the place, and I bet you're going to have to sort of dig around in some of these buildings to find them. There is that transport company again. And this time we're going to carry on north instead of turning off. A little radio tower just there in the side of a field. Was that an indication of a sell point? Yeah, that was a link down there to go to the transport company as well. So we'll check that out in a moment. Catch that on the way back. As we drive around here, this again is kind of like an in and out design for another grain sell point here. This is the transport company. So we go over this weighbridge area, and then as we drive up through the containers here, we come around the back, and then again we have another one of these sort of drive-through areas. You know, it's a decent kind of height clearance, so you shouldn't have any issues with with most trailers, but some of the ones that tip really high, you are going to have to be wary that you might catch on the roof of those. So just think about your equipment choices depending on where it is you want to sell and how you want to sell it. We've got a nice little dirt track there, so we've got field access going off on those side roads. We're going to take this side road here, coming up on the right hand side. We're going to head over to the transport company sell point. Now this is a rail sell point, but we can access it by road as well. As you can see, very bumpy. You know, little piles of rocks dotted around on these roads here and there. Apart from that, they're not too bad. You know, they're relatively straightforward to navigate, but they do get a little bit bouncy, as you can see. And there is our transport company coming up just over there. Very bouncy indeed as we make our way along here. This is mainly, I think, a field access path, but we should be able to access the rail yard from here as well. We do have access to this forestry area just here as well, as you can see. I think actually we might not be able to get in there. Oh no, here we go. Here's the access point. I've only driven past this with the train before, so This is a really, really big, imposing kind of structure. Looks a little bit more sort of worn out and run down. But you can see that the train line comes straight through here. There is the transfer point there, so you can actually retrieve grain from here by the look of it. I might possibly be wrong on that, but that's kind of what it looks like. I'm not entirely sure where exactly the sell point is for the train itself. I'm looking to see if I can see a grain unload point. I wonder if it's... Where is the grain unload point? Ah, there it is. We can see it quite clearly now, just there. That's where we unload our grain from the trains. So now that we've looked at that, we haven't looked at the sheep yet, so let's make our way through the forest and see if we can come out near the sheep. So we're going to need to kind of turn just here, and then if we can, go that way. Let's see if there's a dirt road that goes down there. Yes, there is. So hopefully this road here will take us over to our sheep. It's really bouncy on these ridges. Really bouncy. I'm getting bounced all over the place. If we get on the tracks, we should be okay. And here we go. Here is our sheep farm. So let's make our way around the side. Looking for the access point, and it's all the way around the other side. Here we go. So this is farm number 3, and this is our sheep farm. Let's open the gates. Drive in. And this is kind of a little bit more in the style of the aggravation stuff that we saw from Vertex. Same kind of style design buildings. There's another nugget there, we'll grab that. Nice sort of open-ended area here. Slightly more worn out area just here. Again, we have these wonderful buildings that we can get in and out of on either side. Again, with the working lights. Another silo just here. This is our drop-off point by the look of it, as well as our retrieval point. That could be a little bit interesting. Not 100% certain if that is actually a silo. I think it is. And then we have our interaction box just here for our sheep. So nice, easy access. We can obviously open the gates and drive them in that way. And also, you'll see inside here, this is our wool spawn point. Just here. So our wool will spawn here. We'll have to come in to collect that. And then we have our grass/hay trough just here, and our water trough right next to it. So really nicely laid out. Could just hop over that if we wanted to. If we make our way around this side, we've got another sort of awning area here. Another open-sided barn just there. Little area in here with a couple of push bikes, a nugget, and some fuel drums. And just, again, not a huge yard, but a very nicely laid out. We've even got some, what is that underneath there? We can actually pick these up. What are these? Is that coal? Do we have bags of coal? I think we do. Bags of coal hiding underneath the stoop, ready for maybe the barbecue, or to, you know, to heat our house, perhaps. House that we can't get into, but there's more than enough stuff that we can interact with. So let's make our way out of here. Let's see, where else do we need to go next? We've looked at everything on the top half of the map, I think. What's left? There's a sell point down here. I haven't actually checked this out at all yet. And then we've got the grain elevator down here and the village grain elevator. And then obviously we've got the sawmill here. There is actually another sort of sawmill over here. We'll kind of cover that when we do the train. And then obviously the animal dealership is way down in the bottom right hand corner. So this is a long tour because it's a massive map. There's over 100 fields on this map. Absolutely huge. Which way am I going? This way. but it's a really, really pretty map, and the fields are laid out in such a way that it should be relatively straightforward to actually combine quite a lot of these fields should we want to. You get some real changes in elevation as well. You can see it's quite a steep drop there from the road down to the side of the field. And as we make our way over the railway line, sort of over this way, actually we can cover the sawmill just here actually. There is a sawmill sell point that is marked, and that is basically, it's the biomass heating plant. So it'll be marked on the minimap as the sawmill, but that's where we sell our wood chips. This is where we sell our logs, and look at this place. There's so much in here that we can't actually do anything with, but look at it. It looks like a proper lumberyard. There's so many different types of wood in different formats, you know, different shapes of planks, sheets of wood, logs, different types of wood and pallets, everything. And then here is our log sell point, just here. Really straightforward. That's it. That's all we can interact with here. It's just drive our logs in. But yeah, just this is the most amazing looking timber yard I've seen on any map so far. It's incredible. I absolutely love that little timber yard. And then we've got another forestry area just here, and you can see, I'm actually going to drive down in there. You can see we've actually got, you know, some bits that have already been worked. So you can see we have some tree stumps, we have piles of logs built up on the side of the dirt tracks. You know, this is not unique just to this place, but you know, quite a few of the different lumber mill areas have some kind of activity in them somewhere. And again, we've got a little bit of water in there as well. It's just, they're all really, really pretty, really well laid out and functional as well. And some really challenging little roads to negotiate as well. Is that a nugget down there? No, it's a flower. Thought we saw a nugget for a second then. So the sawmill sell points, Stanton Sawmill, that you can see that we're kind of roughly heading in the direction of, that is just a biomass heating plant. We're going to be a little... Ooh, that's a lot... a lot steeper than I thought it was there. I thought I could just drive down there. Nope. This is our sawmill, and it's literally, it's just a biomass heating plant. So we drive in, and we sell our sawdust and our wood chips just there. And that's all we can sell in this point. So logs over there, the other side of the forest, wood chips just here. I kind of like that we have a separate biomass heating plant. Again, it's kind of a throwback, I think, to Farming Sim 15, when you had Bjornholm and Westbridge Hills that had separate biomass plants from the biogas plants and lumber mills. So we're heading down towards the village grain elevator. We're going to kind of try and cut through. The village grain elevator is again a rail point. So actually, yeah, we'll leave that one. We'll come back and look at that one by train. We're going to go down and instead get the Centrum and the grain elevators and have a look at those two instead. But again, you can see these fields, there's nothing really in the way that's going to stop you from joining them together. There's a few trees that you might have to remove, but there's no weeds that seem to be sticking there. Yeah, everything should be nice and easy to combine. So there's nothing to stop you from making some really monster-sized fields if you wanted to. Now, where is the entry point for this sell point? Is it round here, or is it round the other side of the road? Could be both, actually. Got a nice little bit where the road goes underneath the railway just there. It's a really nice little feature. I like that. And here we go. This is the grain elevator. So you can see we've got, you know, some nice scenic bits dotted around in here. There is another nugget. We'll grab that. Up to 6 now, so we need to find 4 more. Here's the sell point itself. So it's nice and simplistic. Again, just drive over the grate and then loop yourself back out of the facility, back over the weighbridge. And where do we need to go next? This way. So we can head over to the centrum. So here you can see at the bottom here, field 101, 102, 103 fields in total on this map. A lot of fields. An awful lot of fields. But it is a very, very pretty map. They've done such a good job with this. And I can't wait to actually try and do something with this going forward. It's going to be a little while. Obviously we have Let's Plays currently on the go. So unless we move one of them, I'm going to have to wait for one of those to finish before we can move over to this map. And it's a big file as well, 640 meg. I can't have this installed for private play because I just don't have the mod space with the 4 mod maps I need currently installed as well. But this is our next sell point, Centrum. And this is our manure and slurry sell point just here. So got a couple of really sort of dirty looking greenhouses. Can we actually get in those, I wonder? I don't see a door that lets us in. They're just static. You know, no way we can get in there, but look at those windows, they're filthy. But yeah, we have a sell point just there for manure and for slurry. We also have a fertilizer point and a seed point here as well, so you can actually buy product if you need it as well. And I think the only thing left to show you is the animal dealership. Now I'm going to skip over to this so we can have a look here. So here is our dialogue box, nice big box where we can get all of our animals from. Let's have a wander around. There is another nugget. We'll grab that. And let's just have a little wander around inside here. Just exploring. I haven't been down here before. I didn't come down here on my quick early glimpse before we started recording. But there's our main road access. So pretty straightforward. But everything, as you can see, is in Polish. It's nice to see again another completely custom sell point or interaction point, rather than recycling from the Giants buildings. So we don't have the traditional Emerson meat market or say the big red barn. But there we go. That is the main part of our map. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cycle to the trains. Now we do have 2, as you can see. This is our grain transfer building. So this is where we deliver the grain. Comes in through here. This is kind of recycled, I suppose, from the Giants building, but with a few nice little extra bits of flourishes added onto it. Very nice. Is that a nugget? That is a nugget. Excellent. We just need one more, so we'll find that in a moment. Let's just hop the wall and say these are the trains, and as you can see, they're huge. 10 cars on each train, and each one covers half of the map. So plenty of storage capacity on these trains. An easy way to sort of move your product around at speed as well. And I'm going to do a tour of just one of these loops. I'm not going to do both of them just for time reasons, but it's a great way for you to actually just see just how much variance there is in the map. You can see these elevation changes, you can see some of these really nice features, you get to see the road network, and you get to see those forests. There's our sawmill just there, and the line kind of separates. As I say, it's a self-contained loop which then runs parallel to the train going in the opposite direction for the other self-contained loop. Got a really nice big forestry area over here. If you want to do a lot of logging, loads of opportunity on this map. It's not just this one here. There's, as you've seen, there's forestry areas dotted all over the place. And it's a really good sized forestry area as well. As we head through our sell point here for this particular train. Again, you can see how easy it would be to combine some of these fields a little feature there where you got the rock there, you can keep the tree and then just join the fields around that and have a little island in the middle. But nothing to stop you from joining those fields just there. Obviously you've got the pond that would be a bit of a feature. It's a really, really nicely thought out map, and I do like these power lines that kind of run through all the way across the map in a nice big straight line like that. Some really good sized fields. There's another one of our sell points. That's the transport company that we looked at earlier. Was it the transport company? No, the freight yard, sorry. That's the freight yard that we've just gone past there. And again, over here you can see we've got some fields that would be quite easy to combine. There's just thin lines of trees that kind of separate them and nothing else. So you can have a lot of fun with this map, I think. You could make some really, really cool things. Obviously that goes off into the distance beyond the border of the map, so you do have a floating pole there, which you only really see from certain angles. But it's such a nice looking map. It really is. And with a train this long, you know, transporting your goods is going to be so easy. There's another one of those forestry areas there I was telling you about. There's the back of our BGA. And you know what, I am going to run the other loop as well, because we haven't looked at that other sell point, have we? So let's jump into that. Let's get the other train going. We'll make our way around on the other loop and we'll check out that other sell point. But again, as you can see, look, really, really well laid out. You've got good access to each of these fields with the little connection or interconnecting dirt roads that run through. I do like, you know, you've got like little gullies and ditches dotted around the map in certain places. We have a little bit of floating traffic there, which is a little bit weird. A slight glitch just there, but again, you can see just the way the fields have this really kind of uneven kind of feel to them. They're not just flat marble surfaces. And there's some really big fields, as you can see, as we come down here at the bottom. This is where the larger fields are, fields 89 and 90. Again, nothing to stop you from combining those once you do a bit of tree work. And with the new Rabard Xyler that can remove trees really quickly and easily, that's going to be really, really easy to do on this map as well. We're going to whiz through here. Are the traffic going to stop? Traffic is going to stop. That's good to see. Again, more fields that, again, you can combine quite comfortably. So there's a lot of fields, but you can easily combine those and link them together to reduce the overall number of fields. It doesn't have to be a huge number. And here's that little bridge I was telling you about. You can see the dirt track going underneath the railway there to give you field access. It's a really big sweeping field. Obviously you can see the texture coming through of the actual crop colour as the draw distance moves around. So there's some wheat on this field here, and this is the sell point here. So again, you can see we're just going over it right now. There it is, that little interaction box just there. Very simple little sell point, and we do have road access, as you can see, via that dirt path. And that's pretty much this loop here as well. So nothing left to do now but find the last nugget. So I'm going to find that and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, so we have 10 gold nuggets. Let's take a look at where the rest of them are. And there's a whole load of them over here. That's a bit weird. Can we actually get over there? Let's see. Can we get through here? No, we can't. So that's a bit odd. All those nuggets are in a position where we can't... Oh, no. There we go. I managed to get through. So let's see if we can actually see where these mysterious hidden nuggets are. They're the other side of this grass wall here, which is a little bit too high for me to get over. This is bizarre. Having to kind of break through the walls of the map to get to see where the nuggets are, and I can't get over them. It's like a maze. Oh, don't tell me there's an actual maze here that we're gonna have. Look, I think there's a maze. This looks to be an access point, and I think we're kind of going to be fed through a maze to collect the nuggets. How cool is that? If that's an actual deliberately designed feature to, make us, work for the nuggets. Let's see if I can get over this. This is really weird. I can't get over. I'm stuck. Can I get back over this? Oh, nearly made it. There we go. Yeah, look. It looks like there's a maze entrance at the back here, so at the back of this forest. I just saw this path. Here it is, look, here's the dirt path, and yeah, look, we have a maze. That is amazing. Bum. Sorry, I couldn't resist, but look at this. How cool is this? We have a maze to try and find the nuggets. Oh, wow. Alright, so, yeah, we have an off-the-corner map of the off the corner of the map maze over here. The rest of the nuggets are kind of scattered around. That's why it's so hard to find all the nuggets around the map, because there aren't anywhere near as many as there should be. They're all off in this top corner here. But that's an interesting little feature. That'll keep you occupied and interested and amused. So there we go. That is Gorale. Huge, great big map, loads of great details, loads of great features, a lot of sell points, as you can see, a couple that are specific for the trains themselves as well. Nice to see two good-sized loops that actually work properly. It takes the Goldcrest style of train system and actually does it the way does it very, very well indeed. And then we have this maze that we have to kind of find our way to get the nuggets. I mean, we can see where they are, but on the radar, but I have absolutely no idea how to navigate through this thing. We could get lost in here quite badly. Anyway, I'm going to keep running around in here and see if I can find the rest of the nuggets, and I will leave you to it. Go off, get yourself this map installed, have some fun with it, and I will see you back with another map tour very soon.